Hi, everybody. I'm Tory.
I'm Courtney, and we're your bitch pack friends.
Today, I'm always trying to find the through line. So I feel like today should be like the Mean Girls episode because we're going to talk about some Mean Girls, including starting off with Martha Stewart and the new Martha Stewart documentary that came out a few weeks ago on
Right.
Netflix. We'll also get to Lacey Chabert and Lindsay Lohan later on. But yeah,
More mean girls.
the big thing I wanted to talk about was the Martha Stewart documentary. I feel like it came out of nowhere. I wasn't really expecting it, but I
I didn't know it
watched
was
it.
happening.
I watched it. Courtney, you sort of watched it.
I watched I 3 times I turned it on, and I didn't ever make it all the way through.
The reason I wanted to watch it, I wasn't going to watch it. I saw that it was on Netflix and I was like, man, I feel like I already know too much about Martha Stewart. But I just kept seeing these memes of just like really mean, funny things that she said in the documentary, or just
Mhm.
random facts about her life, like her having an affair and being like, what's the big deal? Or
Yeah.
just in the way that she does, where she's just so flippant about other people's opinions.
Yes, she's very different, which I never knew. Like I've seen her in headlines like our whole lives, it feels like, but I never actually knew anything about her.
Yeah. Yeah, same. And so anyway, so this documentary came out, the memes came out, and then I was like, all right, I gotta watch this. But it took me 2 days to finish it because I feel like it got kind of boring in the middle. It was never like
Okay.
super captivating. I feel like there were bits where I was like, oh, that was really funny or that was really interesting. But
I
it
was
really,
pretty into it in the beginning.
yeah,
It was like once it got to her like legal stuff, like the trading or whatever, I just didn't give a shit.
yeah, yeah. And I feel like do you buy I feel like they made the case that so she was the first woman billionaire in America, which is actually kind of cool thing to
Didn't know
to be
that.
able to claim. But the argument that the documentary made was that she all these men hated her for being the first woman billionaire, and so she was a target, and then she got targeted, and that's why she ended up going to jail for the stock exchange thing. And I'm like, I don't know.
She either did it or she didn't, right?
Yeah, but I think what they're saying is that it's a thing that rich people do all the time, and
Oh,
it's like technically illegal, but
it's common.
it's like common, and it's not that really that big of a deal. And she didn't even know that she still doesn't think that she did anything wrong, and she didn't. I don't know. I feel like it's complicated.
Yeah,
And so it's like one of those things where everybody speeds, but you don't get a ticket every single time you speed.
right. One of those things. And it's not, I mean, she didn't hurt anybody. I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like they sort of kind of politicized that and made it like a big thing of like her being attacked for being a woman. And it's like, well, she did
Well,
actually do
and
something illegal.
she's got this like perfection thing about her. And like she's just like a homemaker. So you
Yeah.
don't picture them doing bad things.
Yeah. Yeah. She's got the innocence factor going. But okay,
I,
one thing I didn't know about her was that she was a stockbroker before she got into her homemaking thing.
Mhm.
And I thought that was super interesting. It also made me less sympathetic to her whole crime thing because I was like, she should know
No,
better. Like
she knows.
she definitely knew. I think she's playing dumb, but she's not dumb at all.
Yeah, well, she was good at it, was the whole thing. She was
Yeah.
really good at it. She knows.
Yeah. So yeah, so I did I also just really admire I feel like I like to try things. Like that's my thing is I like to have all different experiences. I like to try different stuff, but it's pretty rare that I'm excellent at something. And so
Hmm.
seeing her story of being I'm excellent. She was an excellent student, and then she was an excellent stockbroker, and then she was an excellent like home renovator, and then she was
Hmm.
excellent at running a business. And I just think that's really cool to see stories like that where
It
you're
is.
just someone everything they touch is perfect.
Yeah, I loved her line where she was like, if I wasn't this, I would have been something else. And I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, she probably would have been.
Yeah.
This is what she fell into was homemaking.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just yeah, whatever she does, she's gonna do it at that. I also feel
Hmm.
like she was a little bit of a sociopath, when she was talking about
Okay.
her. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I would love to talk to like a psychologist or somebody who knows like mental illness because I'm like, what does Martha have? She's got something.
Yeah.
She's not
Um,
normal.
the biggest, or the not biggest maybe, but first red flag I think was her talking about her dad, like
Mhm.
how mean he was, but like how much she loved him.
Yeah,
Like,
and how
and how
similar they were.
yeah, and how she was like, well, he liked things to be done well. Like, what's wrong with that?
And he's a bigot.
Yeah, and she's just like, yeah, she just like excused it. She's like, it's a different time, whatever. And even
Mhm.
when it like hurt her, like when she was gonna marry a Jewish guy, and her dad was like, no,
Yeah, he
yeah,
slapped her.
she's just like, well, he slapped me, and then we moved
He's a
on.
bigot. I wasn't surprised. I married him anyway.
Yeah, and I don't know where you get the gumption because she was like 19 or 20. If my dad slapped me like that, I'd be like, okay, well, we're gonna break up.
Yeah, sorry. There was also a part where I was like, Martha's not right. And it was when she's talking about when her husband started cheating on her. She'd already told a story about how she kissed a guy on like their honeymoon.
Yeah,
She's like, it was nothing. It was just like emotional. It was just an emotional place. And
yeah,
then she starts talking about how her husband was having these affairs. And she's like, I whatever she says, ladies, if your husband starts having affairs, that's not you. He's a piece of shit. And then the
yeah.
interviewer is like, he has said that he only started having affairs because you had an affair. And she's like, oh, yeah, that was nothing. Like, what? Martha,
Yes,
that's not
yes.
how it works. It's either nothing or you're a piece of shit. What is it?
Yeah, she's not holding herself to the same level of accountability as she held her husband to.
Mhm.
So that's, yeah, that's also a little narcissistic.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah, and yeah, her talking about her like kissing another guy on her honeymoon was so funny because I
It
love
was
it when
hilarious.
I love it when people like she just thought it was so self-evident. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, it was just like
Yeah,
emotional. She kept saying emotional. She's like, it was just
emotional.
emotions, and
That's
I'm
what
like,
an affair is,
I'm like,
emotion.
literally, no one listening to you understands what you're saying.
I have no idea. I would never kiss some random handsome stranger on my honeymoon.
Yeah,
Maybe she was mad that her husband wouldn't go with her.
yeah,
She was
I
like, he
don't.
didn't want to go to the cathedral with me, so I kissed another man.
Yeah, it was weird.
It's wild.
I also, it was funny to me how she talks so openly about like not enjoying being a mother. And I'm like, your daughter is still alive. Like, your daughter's gonna watch this documentary.
Yes, she at no point in time these terrible things she's saying does she try to hide.
Yeah, yeah. Which I kind of respect. She's just like, I am who I am. Like, get over it.
I wish
She's
I
like,
could be like Martha. Screw you guys.
yeah, she said some she just said some crazy things. She's completely unapologetic. And she like I liked or I thought it was interesting when she's talking about her boyfriend. Like her boyfriend just they're like laying in bed together and then he's like, I'm gonna marry somebody else. And she was pissed. Did you get to that part?
I didn't see that.
It was interesting. So she's dated this guy for like 10 years after her divorce and then he tells her he's going to marry somebody else and she was just like crushed and she said it was like getting divorced for a second time and she just like accept like she just like is pissed and she doesn't have anything to do. She just has to accept it and she's like you can read my journals if you want to see how I feel. Like, you know,
Yeah. She's like, I can be very personal
she's
and very
she's like I've said enough for the cameras. Like you can read my journals.
well, and so I did see a part, maybe it's a different guy or maybe it was the same guy, where she made it sound like she just really wasn't attached to any man after her husband.
Mhm.
So that surprises me to hear her that she was upset.
Yeah. Well, I think she probably didn't want to admit how upset she was. And she probably was like trying to be all like, I don't need no man. But really,
Mm. Crushed.
she did. I mean, yeah, I don't know how. Yeah. So, but then, hey, she's got a man now, Snoop Dogg.
It's her.
It's a platonic,
Yeah.
and that's what you need
Whatever works.
sometimes. You just need a
Whatever works.
bro. Sometimes you just need a
Yeah.
bro to bring in some male energy, make you feel safe.
Like a boy bestie.
Yeah. Which is like I mean, it's so well. You probably didn't get to this part, but they met on. She did a roast of Justin Bieber, and that was like the first time she had ever been like a little crass and not perfectly put together. And people loved it. People responded really well to it. And it was after she had gotten out of prison. And Snoop Dogg was also at the roast, and he was like, "Martha's pretty funny. I think I'd like to do some work with her." And then they just like became
I
besties
mean,
after that, and it like helped because they were both convicts.
uh-huh.
So
They are
that
like
was
an excellent duo.
Yeah. And I like that she can like show off her sense of humor and like sarcasm too, where she couldn't do that, I think, before she went to prison.
Yes. I think people like it because it's just like the opposite of what like a Betty Crocker homemaker
Yes.
looks from the outside.
Yeah, but I mean, amazing comeback story, I think, because
Yeah,
when she went
she's
to
great.
prison, I remember when she went to prison and it was like, well, her career's over. Too bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, Martha.
It was like a time when you were just very easily canceled, so the entire world was like, fuck Martha Stewart.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she's back. She's like in her 80s, which I mean, I think she looks amazing. I mean, I know that's not really like
Yeah,
a
she
brave.
does.
I know that's not a brave statement, but I just every time I like remember that she's 80, I'm just like, how? Like she looks so good.
Plastic
And
surgery.
she's had plastic surgery, but I feel like there's like all this talk
Hormone
now.
replacement therapy.
There's all this talk of like people like Nicole Kidman and whoever who like, you know, they're getting too much plastic surgery, but I feel like Martha like found the sweet spot.
I think she did.
Obviously, she's had work done, but it doesn't look bad.
No, she doesn't.
It's enhancing. She doesn't look like a like she's made out of plastic.
Yeah, she's not like pillowy like the older ones can get. She's got a good team there.
Yeah,
Well, it was like they were showing videos from like the 80s, and I'm like, how does she look better now?
yeah, yeah.
She looked
And
older in the 80s.
then she was like on the Sports Illustrated cover like a couple years ago, and I think she
Yeah.
holds the record for being the oldest person on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Oh yeah. For
And
Martha.
she has like her belly showing, and she looks great.
Wow. I'm
But
gonna try to be like that when I'm 80.
yeah,
That's my life goal.
I think you can do it. I believe
Yeah,
in you.
I'm gonna
Um,
try really hard.
but I wonder if Martha has any more tricks up her sleeves in life because she's probably gonna live. You know, she's lucky she might live for another 10 years, and
Hmm.
I feel like she's not gonna retire. I think she's just gonna keep doing stuff, and
I
she could have more viral moments and just like who even like maybe she could have a partnership with somebody even more surprising than Snoop in the future. I don't know.
Speaking of like her age and what else she might have up her sleeve, I loved the shots of her going through her garden and she's just like doing voice notes on her phone and she is so like sharp and still bossing everybody around. Like
Yeah.
I just love that. I wish I could be like that. She's like, don't break those pots. Do not break those pots. I'm like, I would never just straight up say that to anybody.
I feel like she's been around stupid people for so long that she's like you have to say the obvious thing.
Yeah,
Do not break the
yeah.
pots. But yeah, I love the
And it,
voice notes.
and
That
it
was such a power move.
probably, I don't know how to do voice messages. Send.
All right, any more thoughts on Martha?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. I would recommend the documentary if you like have a high tolerance for things that are kind of boring because it is interesting, but it's a little bit of a slog and
It's 2 hours.
it shouldn't be 2 hours. And if they do
No.
want to make it like I think they could have cut it down. And if they really, really needed to make it 2 hours, they could have cut it up into episodes. But like you don't need to sit down and think about Martha Stewart for 2 hours straight.
No, it's very boring in the middle.
You don't. All right. Moving on. So
Moving on.
we're excited because, okay, I used to be like too cool for these Hallmark/Netflix holiday Christmas movies, but now I'm all in.
Yeah, you were
And
missing out.
I'm not sure exactly what pushed me over the edge. I really liked Love Hard a couple years ago. That was a good
What was
one.
that one?
It's the one where the girl, she meets some guy online and then surprises him at his house and across the country, and then it turns out it was some guy catfishing her, and then they fall in love. Spoiler alert. It's really funny. You
Okay.
should watch it.
I don't remember that one.
It has, I can't think of her name, the girl that's dating Shaun White.
I know who you're talking about. I don't think I saw it.
Dora or something. Something like that. I also really like The Holiday with Emma Roberts, also fairly recent.
I did see that one.
Cute.
I like her. Anything she does, I watch.
Same. Also last year, what was the Lindsay Lohan one called last year?
I don't know what it was called, but she was like skiing, knocks her head,
Yeah.
has what's it called where your
Um,
memory is gone?
Amnesia.
Amnesia.
Wow, I can't believe I forgot the title. Anyway, so now Lindsay Lohan, I think, is going to bring us a Christmas Netflix film every year, which I love.
You better. You
She's
better.
got a new one coming out in December, which this one, I guess, in this one, she goes to like her new boyfriend's house for Christmas, and then it turns out that her old boyfriend is also there somehow.
Dating like your boyfriend's sister, maybe.
They're dating siblings,
There it is.
which I feel like that I love that premise. That's actually I feel like that's actually original. I've never heard of anything like that.
I'm ready. Sounds juicy.
Yeah, I'm into it. It comes out at the end of the month, November. It's called Our Little Secret.
Oh,
Our Little Secret. And I wonder if there's more. I wonder if there are more secrets in the movie. Like maybe that's not the whole story, you know?
maybe.
More to be revealed.
Maybe.
Falling for
We'll
Christmas
see.
that was last year. Falling for Christmas.
Okay.
Because she
Yeah,
falls.
she fell. Wow, how'd we forget that?
It's so obvious. It's right there.
In the title.
I what do you think that this new one, Our Little Secret, do you think it's gonna be good? Or do you think it's gonna be like Netflix Christmas? Okay.
It's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be fucking terrible. But that's why we love them.
Okay, I feel like there are degrees of terribleness. I actually like enjoyed Falling for Christmas. Like it was cute. There was some cringy stuff in it, but overall I was just like, all right, this is cute. I want them
All
like
these
I'm
movies, you have to be in the right mood, or
Yeah.
you're not gonna want to like finish it.
yeah. Like I
Be
want them
prepared.
I was cheering for them at the end to be like, just kiss her, you know?
Yes. Yeah. Same.
I think the cringiest part I remember was her previous boyfriend and just how obnoxious he was. And I was like,
Weren't they getting married? Wasn't it their wedding or something? They were gonna get married. Somebody was getting
he
married,
was
right?
proposing. He was proposing to her and
Okay.
then she fell and does she have the ring or no? No, he has the ring. And then when they meet up, he's like, "My fiance," and then he puts the ring on her finger.
And
It's
then
like,
she's
"Yo,
like,
she's like, "What?"
yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, but I feel like and then like so I enjoyed that one. I will admit I didn't love Irish Wish. I know this is St. Patrick's Day. But Irish
Terrible.
Wish was pretty bad, but still enjoyable, but I was just like, all right, it's bad. But I have
I love you sent me a meme once that was like Irish Wish, this happened, this happened. It was terrible. It's my favorite movie. It was just like a list of terrible things.
and then in conclusion, it's my favorite movie.
It's my favorite movie. That was
That's
really funny.
It's how I feel. Yeah. But yeah, so I have higher hopes. I feel like this new one, Our Little, because it has like Kristen Chenoweth is in it, and I feel like she's I like anything she's in. So yeah, I feel like it's gonna be on the better end of the spectrum.
Okay.
But
I will not get my hopes up.
okay, that's probably smart.
Yeah.
It usually comes back to bite me if I'm too excited.
Don't get too excited.
For example, I watched the movie Hot Frosty over the weekend. Have you watched
Oh
that movie?
God, I saw it and I read the like summary. I was like, I can't. I couldn't push play. I wanted to. I so badly wanted to push play. Couldn't do
I
it.
watched about an hour of it, and I was like,
Your brain was melting.
how bad could it be? Like, I watch a lot of these Netflix Christmas movies, and they're all pretty, like, they're all pretty bad. How bad could it be? And this might be the worst one I've ever seen.
Well, even like, okay, so it's about a Frosty statue.
Yeah,
So she
so it's
finds
about
attractive. What?
he
I'm not
well,
watching that.
he looks like a centaur. He looks
Yeah.
like a Greek. It's like a Greek statue almost, like but made
It's
out of
not
snow.
Frosty the Snowman.
It's supposed to be like a hot snowman,
Yeah.
and then he comes to life.
Whose idea was that? I gotta talk to them.
Well, listen, I went to Letterbox, which is like a movie review website,
Mm-hmm.
and where you like amateurs, like normal people, can just log all their movie reviews. And the person who wrote the script for Hot Frosty wrote a long thing on Letterbox about how she was so proud of the movie and like it was amazing and she had this brilliant idea. And I was like, one, is this real? But it's so sappy that I feel like it might be
Satire?
don't know. I can't tell. And how it's so great to see her dreams come true. And I was like, you can't do this, girl. Like,
I
if
think
you,
he's joking.
yeah.
He has to be joking.
I don't know. I don't know.
Will you send it to me if you still
Yeah,
have
I'll
it?
send it to you. And it has like 8,000 people liked it because everybody's supporting this girl chasing her dreams. And I'm like, your dream
Are there,
is to make a bad movie. Like, it's a bad movie.
so basically, this movie is the result of people being too nice.
Just affirming. This is the result of everybody getting a trophy. This is it. This girl can write a movie.
Here we are. I hope everybody's happy.
But yeah, so I will say one thing I did like about the movie. So Lacey Chabert, who plays Gretchen Wieners in Mean Girls, she's the star, the female lead. And there's this
That was
one
the
part.
only reason I was gonna push play.
There's this, yeah, same. But there's this one part of the movie where she's at home and this guy's at her house watching TV and he's watching Falling for Christmas and Lindsay Lohan is on the screen and then Lacey Chabert looks at it and she's like, that's so weird. That looks like a girl I went to high school with.
Oh my gosh. That okay, I might watch a movie just for that scene.
And I'm like, all right, that was pretty cool.
That I like that. Snuck that right in.
And they can do that because they're both Netflix movies, but
Yep.
but yeah, they just her and the lead had like no chemistry, and have you ever watched Schitt's Creek?
Yes, my favorite.
Okay, you know the guy that plays the vet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's in it. He's the guy. He's the
Oh,
snowman
he's
that
the
comes
guy.
to life. Yeah. And
Okay.
he's like, I mean, he has like no body fat on him. He's just like all abs,
Mhm.
and that's his thing. Is he's supposed to be hot frosty, and but he's just like a dope. Like he's a big cartoon, and I don't know.
You know, I mean, he's cute in like a little brother way.
Yeah, he's
He's
not cute in
not
this
hot
movie because
frosty.
he has
He's
like
too small.
it's like
I feel
longish
like
hair, like chin length hair. He looks like a horse. I don't know. You gotta see for
right.
yourself.
And I feel like me and him have very similar. I feel like me and him have similar body types. Just I have boobs. Like he's just like a skinny little scrawny
Yeah.
man. You know.
Yeah, he's very scrawny.
But
So I don't know. And
that's
they had
what
no,
I
they
like.
had
That's not
like
hot frosty to me.
they had zero chemistry between them, and I was just like, you guys would not fall in love. Like I'm not feeling this.
Who, who would you have cast as hot frosty?
Someone
Travis
fun,
Kelsey.
someone funnier. Yeah, someone with a bigger body. Someone funnier. Jason
Jason
Segel.
Kelsey.
Jason
Oh,
Segel, I love him.
Jason
Yeah,
Segel.
Jason Kelsey could do it also.
He
But
would
yeah,
have been.
someone.
Everybody would have watched it if it was Jason Kelsey.
Yeah, yeah. I'm with you.
Mm. They could have
But yeah,
done. Who's that? So the guy. Oh my gosh, I can't think of what show he was on now, but he was in that. I think it's. I don't remember what it's called. Oh my God, what's the show? It's Mandy Moore. That sad show. This
uh,
Is Us.
This Is Us. I didn't watch that movie or
Is he in
show.
that show? Never mind. I can't think of his name. I don't know who he is. I picture his face. He was just in a movie with a blonde girl, and they're in Australia, and she gets bit by a spider.
Yeah,
Never mind.
I don't know.
Just crop this.
You know who I would put? Do you know the guy? His name is Leo something. I feel so old. I can't think of anyone's name. Leo something, Leo Woodhall or something. I feel like he's like the
Mm.
young hot guy right now.
Is
He has like blonde hair and blue eyes, and I think he's
yeah, looking up
British. I think he's
Leo
British, and
something.
he's in the new
Leo.
Bridget Jones's movie, and he's in a movie called One Day, I think. I don't know. He's really cute.
Leo
And
Woodall.
Woodall. Yeah, he looks like a hot frosty, doesn't he?
Let me see. I can't see his face yet.
Okay, the suspense is killing
Oh,
me.
okay. He's cute.
Yeah, I feel like he's the it guy right now.
All right. He does not look familiar, but he could have been Hot Frosty.
Yeah,
Or
and I
who's
mean,
that guy we really like?
I don't know.
Um, he was in Normal People.
Oh, Paul Mescal?
Yeah, is that the one he was in? 'Cause there was Normal People, and then there was the other one. There was him, and then the Jack Allen one.
Conversations with
Or
Friends?
Jack Allen.
Jack, Jack. Conversations with Friends.
Yeah,
We've forgotten about 6 years of our lives. We're done with it.
Sorry. It's bad as he has the same name as my husband. Remember it? Sorry.
Joel
What were
Owen
we
could be
talking
Hot
about?
Frosty. Who would be Hot
Yeah.
Frosty?
I'd watch it. Big job.
One of my coworkers was a girl. One of my coworkers who's a woman was talking about her book club, and then one of my coworkers who's a guy was like, "Oh, I don't read a lot of fiction anymore. Do you have anything you'd recommend?" And then my friend Janae was like, "Yeah, actually, I just finished reading Normal People. It's so good. You should read it." And she gave him Normal People, and he's like reading it, and he's like, there's a lot of sex in here."
I keep doing it.
And I was like, "Don't read that book."
Yeah, put it
I was
down.
like, there's a lot in it, and it's for girls anyway. Like, don't read it.
Girls, you're
He's
not
like,
gonna like it.
he's like, well, she brought the book in for me. I feel like I should read it. And I was like,
Just
just
look
put
it
it
up.
down.
Just Google it.
Just give it back. You don't need to
Yeah.
read these. Like, it's basically like female romance novels.
It is. Yes, we don't watch our porn, we read it.
Seriously, but he's sticking it there. He's trying to be a good sport, and I'm like, dude, you're being too nice. You do not need to do this.
Just that.
And then he's like, they're in high school. He's like, these are children. Why am I reading this? And I was like, don't think about it.
That was weird too.
I was like, don't think about
that was weird. There
I was like,
people who are probably into it because they're in high school.
Yeah. I was like, if it makes you feel better in the TV show, they're both like 28. He's
Yeah,
like, it actually does.
At least put them in college.
This. Yeah. All right. So I guess we're like not really recommending a lot today. So don't really recommend Martha. Don't recommend Hot Frosty.
Do recommend caffeine, which I skipped today. I've yawned at least 10 times. Sorry.
I thought you were off caffeine.
I'm
back on?
and forth. We've
You're
got
back
a
on?
lovely relationship.
Okay.
It's like without it, I'm like this, where I'm just a sleepyhead, and with it, I'm like a crackhead. So
Yeah.
there's no in between.
Okay. Well, I'm very pro caffeine, but I really
I know.
love and admire your commitment to
Mm.
not overindulging.
I think I'm gonna do my half cup after this.
Okay, last item on the agenda, Taylor in Toronto, the T in the TV.
All right, we're almost to the end.
We've only got one more weekend of the Eras tour left.
Oh my God, that's
I
depressing.
feel like Toronto is pretty low key. I didn't hear a lot about it.
I heard nothing.
You know what? She's in Toronto again this coming weekend, the 21st, 22nd, 23rd. So I spoke too soon.
Okay. So
But-
2 Toronto
Yeah,
weekends.
she's giving them 2 weekends, which is kind of a lot, Taylor. I'm not sure why.
Yeah. Detroit had 2 nights.
Detroit only had 2 nights. I'm trying to think. So I
one
know.
thing-
Go ahead.
The one thing I do keep seeing is so where was I? New Orleans. She brought out Sabrina Carpenter, and Sabrina was like bowed down and like put the arms up.
Mm-hmm.
And then she brought Gracie out this last weekend, Gracie Abrams. And Gracie also did the like bow down thing with the arms. Her arms were
In the
pointing
same
at-
colors,
I don't
like they were both wearing white, and she was.
Yep. In her colorful pink orange dress, and then the girls were in white. And so people think there's something to that. I keep seeing things about Karma, the album. People
Yeah.
are really like, it's next.
That's the rumor for sure. How do you feel about that?
I would be so surprised because this whole time I'm like, maybe, but probably not.
Can you believe if she dropped 2, perhaps 3 albums? Well, the whole time we're waiting for Rep TV.
That's why like I cannot clown anymore. I can't. I
Yeah,
don't have it in me.
I can't. I don't have the hope required.
It's fun.
I can't be let down again.
Yeah. I could use it right now. I could use the like boost.
Mm-hmm.
If she wants to drop Rep TV personally for me, that would be great.
Yeah. We'll see. I never know what she's up to, but yeah, so she's got this weekend, and then the weekend after Thanksgiving, she'll be in Vancouver.
TV.
I know she did My boy only breaks his favorite toys, and this is why we can't have nice things on night one, which I was like, love that mashup.
Killer combo. Killer
Yeah.
combo.
Joe. Jack Alwyn.
Jack Alwyn, you son of a bitch.
But yeah,
He'll
pretty low
never be
key.
Bill again.
I'm trying to remember who, I think Keegan-Michael Key was there, Elizabeth Moss. Keegan-Michael Key is from Detroit, so I'm like, why did you go to the Toronto show, you traitor?
It sucks. Everybody knows it. Boring
um,
crowd.
and yeah, those are the
So,
only two I remember, but
not Taylor, but I keep seeing clips from Sabrina Carpenter's Short and Sweet tour, and Jack Antonoff was there with his wifey. What's her name?
hmm,
Margaret?
Margaret Qualley.
Yes. And Sabrina is super smart. She's got things in her show that are like the surprises every night. She's learning from Taylor, and one of them
Yeah.
is there's always like a famous person that she like talks dirty to and gives them fuzzy handcuffs, and it was Margaret the other night.
Aw.
Margaret, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Clever.
Wow. She's learning so well.
She's learning from the best.
Well, I can't wait to see what Taylor does next. She's also turning 35 in a couple
35.
weeks. Maybe she'll do
December
something.
13th.
Friday the 13th. Maybe she'll do something. Maybe she'll give us a present for her birthday.
That'd be nice of her.
It would be.
I'm waiting.
Patiently waiting.
Patiently waiting.
All right. Any other notes for our Mean Girls episode?
I don't think so. I like
All
that
right.
theme.
This has been riveting. Thanks, everybody. We're your bitch pack friends.
Bye.